Hey guys, what's up? So, another review here. This time is going to be my Glock 27. See if you check that. And yeah, it's safe. So, let's close that. Might notice that's how I had my Glock 30. Slide lock back. Sans magazine because the magazines were loaded. Because that's my home defense gun. But this is going to be my carry gun. I'm actually planning a trip to Miami, and I do have my Florida carry permit, so this will be riding along with me while I'm down there. And maybe, I'm also bringing my LCR, and the reason I say maybe is because this gun has had two malfunctions. Little sight picture for you there. Everything on this is stock. It does have the OD frame, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. This is actually me at around, I don't know, I can't tell you because the crappy range that I go to doesn't have anything that tells me distance. It's pretty low rent there, but it's 25 feet total from end to end, so it's a pretty short range. And I was about halfway through, so I was about, let's call it 10 feet, just to be generous. As you can see, it's I have to work on my handling of the gun because I do shoot to the left. I find a lot of people have that problem. I think this group was a little further out. This was my first group, and again, I was about halfway, and this is excellent, both for me and the firearm. However, big question marks on this gun. Big question marks. I was shooting Federal Premium from Walmart. I had 150 rounds on hand. I had one magazine filled with Remington Golden Saber. Those were the first 9 rounds that I shot out of this gun. So I shot 159 rounds total. I was going to shoot 209, but I got a little bored and my back started hurting, so I went home. I had 2 malfunctions out of 159 rounds. Now this is a Glock, and Glocks are never supposed to malfunction, right? Wrong. This is a used gun I bought on Gunbroker. I paid, some of you are going to laugh at me, you're going to call me a sucker, I paid $600 for this gun. And the only reason I paid that much, I could have bought a brand new one for, not a lot less, but less. I bought it for this, the OD green frame, and I wanted one of these for a long time. I just liked the way it looks with that OD green. Now, a lot of guns don't look good in OD green. PPKs don't look very good in OD green. The XDs don't look all that great in OD, but the Glocks do. And actually, my LCR is also an OD green. Got a great deal on that, so kind of offsets my overpaying for this. I got that for $380. Anyway, back to this gun. The 2 malfunctions were one misfire, and the other malfunction was a failure to feed. And they happened, sorry about that, was my finger. They happened pretty far apart from each other. The misfire was the first thing to happen. I thought it was bad ammo, so I let that go. I actually thought maybe something happened with topping it off, which was the first time I topped it off. Topping it off, for those of you who don't know, I loaded 9 into the magazine, which is the max. Put the magazine into the firearm, racked the slide, had one in the chamber, extracted the magazine, put one more round into the magazine, and slammed it home because it is a little hard to bring it, put the magazine back in once you've done that. And pointed and click. So I waited the obligatory 30 seconds, extracted the round, and noticed it was dimpled rather than scratched. The striker in the Glock is actually kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not a pin like many firing pins. It leaves a kind of a scratch, and it didn't have that. It had a dimple. I thought it was, again, I thought it was a bad primer or something, and that's all I thought. A little bit down the line, I stopped topping off just in case that was the problem. And then I fired a magazine, and the slide locked back on me, and I thought, I'm out. And I looked down the chamber opening, and what do I see is brass. I racked the slide, pointed, bang, gun locks back, empty. So it was the last round. Could be a magazine issue. A lot of people say that. It could be a magazine spring. And that's the problem with that, especially because it was the last round. A lot of people, Hickok 45 actually talks about that in his 1911 video, how if it's a lockback on the last round, it might be a worn magazine spring. Not sure if it was this magazine, which does have a Pierce grip, which I do like. I may have mentioned that already. And that could be a problem. I have read online, did a lot of Googling, and I have read online that some people do have a problem with this. Don't really recall if it was this one. The other magazine doesn't have a Pierce extension. So that's a big question mark in my mind. 2 malfunctions out of 159 rounds isn't all that bad for a lot of other guns. 2 malfunctions for a Glock, with all I've heard, some of which I've experienced with my Glock 30, that is a cause for concern. So what I did do was I followed Hickok's Hickok 45's video, excellent video on breaking down the slide, and I broke it down, and there was some crud in there. Actually, I was going to do this video with the used Q-tips and rags and stuff that I had, and show you how much gunk was in there. I used a lot of alcohol, made sure everything was dried out, of course, before I put everything back together. And that may have been the issue for the misfire. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to send this back to Glock. I actually called them, and they haven't gotten back to me. There was the long weekend, so that might be it. So again, big question marks. Hope everything gets resolved. Hope I regain my faith in Glock. This is actually the 3 malfunctions with my Glock 30 is brass problem. So anyway, guys, for what it's worth, that's my experience. Thanks for watching.